Today's video is going to undoubtedly change your mindset for the better. But before we proceed, let's perform a little mind exercise. Do you remember your last thought before you clicked on this video? Whether you remember or not, don't worry. This video isn't about judgment. It's an invitation to awaken a power within you that lies dormant in most people. The power of your mind and the master of your thoughts through the lens and wisdom of Stoicism. We will explore how to master your mind in a world where many struggle with theirs, and to prove how effective and applicable this is. Here's a challenge for you at the end of this video. Select one Stoic principle that resonates most with you. Practice it intently for 2 weeks, and then share the results in the comments. You will be surprised by the transformation it will bring. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Now let's explore how to harness the mental strength Marcus wrote about. Are you ready? Let's dive in. 1. Let go of what others think. Focus on your mind. Instead, letting go of external perceptions is a cornerstone of mastering your own mind, an endeavor that shifts focus from the noise of the world to the clarity of your inner thoughts. This journey begins with the understanding that the only domain truly under your control is your own mind. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this sentiment beautifully, stating, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." His reflection underscores a profound Stoic truth, the paradox of valuing our own being while allowing others' opinions to sway our peace. Imagine a scenario where every critique or unsolicited opinion about your choices becomes a mere whisper against the roar of your self-awareness. This is not about building a fortress around your ego, but rather cultivating a garden within your mind. One where the seeds of your thoughts are nurtured by your own values and convictions, not trampled by the judgments of others. The path to mastering your mind involves pruning these external influences, allowing your true self to flourish without the need for external validation. Consider the story of a young artist who, despite showing promising talent, found himself crippled by the fear of criticism. Each brushstroke was haunted by the specter of public opinion until he encountered the principles of Stoicism. He learned to anchor his worth in his own judgment, to see criticism as mere ripples on the surface of a deep ocean of self-assurance. As he shifted his focus inward, his art blossomed into a genuine expression of his inner world. Untainted by the fear of disapproval, his journey exemplifies the transformative power of turning inward, where true mastery of the mind is found. This path is not an easy one. It demands constant vigilance against the human tendency to seek external approval. Yet it is in this discipline that freedom is found by centering your attention on your own mind. You embrace the Stoic principle of focusing on the internal rather than the external. The mastery of your mind is not just about the reaction of external opinions, but the celebration of your own capacity for judgment, resilience, and growth. This is the essence of Stoicism in the modern world, a philosophy that empowers you to navigate life with equanimity and strength, to cultivate emotional resilience. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials, said the great Stoic thinker Lucius Annaeus Seneca. This is the philosophy that motivates lesson number 2 on our journey to mind mastery, cultivating emotional resilience. You see, navigating this fast-paced world is akin to exploring a treacherous yet adventurous trail where friction and trials are as inevitable as the sun's rise each morning as you traverse through this endless trail called life. You may sometimes find yourself ensnared in thorny vines of hardships, anxiety, or heartbreak. These are not signs of weakness, but rather opportunities to forge an unyielding resilience. Failures peppered across your journey's map are not mere dregs of disappointment, but invaluable lessons merely disguised as momentary defeat. Drawing from the strength within you, fashion every hardship into an opportunity for growth. We understand it is easier said than done. You have been given a treacherous climb, and it seems only natural to crumble beneath its weight. However, imagine if you were instead to harness this adversity and sculpt it into a stepping stone towards success. The courage and perseverance that keep your spirit undeterred through such trials form enduring resilience, emotional resilience. Building emotional resilience is akin to forging steel and fire. Consider the journey of a young entrepreneur whose startup faced near collapse under economic pressure. Each setback, rejection, and failure was a blow to his spirit, yet he persisted, viewing each obstacle as a lesson in disguise. This individual didn't just survive the ordeal, he emerged stronger, more adaptable, and with a clearer vision for this path forward. This story exemplifies the essence of emotional resilience, the capacity to face adversity head on and derive strength from it. Paving the path towards emotional resilience begins with mastering your perception of hardship. Stoicism teaches us that events or outcomes bear no inherent goodness or badness, but it is our perception of these events that elicits our emotions and reactions. Cultivating emotional resilience does not mean glossing over disappointments or suppressing pain, but realizing that you possess the power and wisdom to comprehend them in a way that encourages personal growth and inner strength. Embrace this wisdom, realize your strength, and elevate your journey's narrative by becoming the master of your own mind. 3 Use the power of perception. You're walking down a familiar path, a routine trail that you've tread on countless times before. Suddenly your foot slips and you find yourself stumbling a moment of unexpected chaos in your otherwise organized day. But what if you could train yourself to see not the stumble, but the unexpected step? This echoes the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus, who observed men are not disturbed by things, but the view they take of things. This is where the power of perception sweeps in. Perception is our window to the world, a lens through which we interpret our surroundings. It's easy to forget that we have control over how we perceive our environment, particularly during times of hardship or confusion. When life tosses you into tumultuous seas, it doesn't necessarily mean you're drowning. It might simply mean you're being given an opportunity to learn how to swim like a seasoned captain. Navigating through a storm, steer your mind towards perceptions that empower you rather than defeat you. For example, if your presentation at work didn't go as planned, don't perceive it as a failure. Instead, see it as an enriching lesson that enhances your skill and resilience for future endeavors. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or experience required. Just show up. Just show up. 3 words. And something about those 3 words made Daniel feel like they had been written specifically for him. Day 10. He walked into that community center, and the moment he stepped through those doors, something started that he could not have predicted. Something that was going to rearrange his entire life from the inside out. The man running the place was called Marcus. Marcus was not loud. He was not inspiring in the way people talk about in movies. He was quiet, steady, the kind of man who looked at you and you felt like he could see everything, not just your face, everything. And the first thing Marcus did when Daniel walked in was not ask him questions. He did not ask where his music came from. He did not ask about his life or his past or his situation. He just looked at him, and then he said, "We are building things today. Call me and join. Come and join." That was all. No big speech, no ceremony, just an open door and a simple invitation. And Daniel joined. Music. And the first thing he tried to build was a disaster, a complete music disaster. His hands did not know what they were doing. He cut wrong. He measured wrong. He held tools the wrong way. And Marcus watched every single mistake happen. And here is the important part. Marcus did not criticize him, music, not once. He walked over, quietly, calmly, and he showed Music Daniel how it was done with his own hands, slowly, clearly. And then Music, he stepped back, and Daniel tried again. Day 11, he tried again, failed again, tried again. Day 12, something worked. Something small came together under his hands. That music actually made sense, that actually looked like what it was supposed to look like. And Marcus looked Music at it, and he nodded. Just one nod, a small nod. But that nod hit Daniel harder than any compliment, music he had ever received in his entire life. Because it was not given for free, because it was earned, and because music, no one had looked at something Daniel made and acknowledged it in a very, very long time. Music. And that nod became something. It became a reason to come back the next day. Music day 15, Daniel showed up again. No one asked him to. No one reminded him. He just came because something had started pulling music him there. Not just the work, the feeling. The feeling of being somewhere he was needed, of doing something that someone else's music could actually use, of not being invisible. Day 17, Marcus introduced him to a woman who ran a small food stand music 2 streets away. Her name was Sarah. She needed someone to help her carry and set up supplies every music morning. By early before 5, Daniel said yes without hesitation. And the next morning, he was there at 4:30 carrying boxers in the dark, stacking things, preparing for music, a day that had not even started yet. The work was invisible. No one saw him doing it. But the PE was real, small, but real. And when Sarah handed him that first amount of money at the end of the week, Daniel held it in his hand, and something changed inside him that he could not explain with words. Because it was not just money, it was proof. Proof that music could do something. Proof that someone was willing to pay him for his time and his effort. Proof that he was not useless. And for someone who had spent months believing he was exactly that, useless. That proof was worth more than the money itself. He was doing 2 things now. Music. The community center with Marcus in the afternoons. The food stand with Sarah in the mornings. And music. He was tired. His body was sore. His hands were rough, but he was not complaining. Music because for the first time in months, his days had shape. They had structure. They had meaning. Music. And every evening when he came home and looked at that number on the wall, he crossed off another day. And watching that number shrink felt like watching himself, music, grow. Day 24. Day 24. Something shifted in how Daniel Music carried himself. He stood a little straighter. He looked people in the eye when he talked to them. He spoke with a little more weight, music behind his words. It was subtle, but it was there. And the people around music, him started to notice. Marcus noticed. Sarah noticed. Even the people at the community center who did not know his name started to notice. There was something different about this young man. Something that had not been there 2 weeks ago. Day 28. Music. And this is where the story takes its first real turn. Ruth walked into the community center that afternoon. Music. She was not there to volunteer. She was not there to learn anything. She was there because she see an opportunity to join a book club. Do not hesitate, jump in and feed your intellectual curiosity while aiding others to do the same. You chance upon fellow travelers on this quest for mental mastery. Join forces with them. It's not only about personal growth, it's also about contributing to the greater good. Building or being a part of nurturing communities encourages mutual growth, enhancing not only your personal development, but contributing to collective progress, as well as Seneca guides us associate with people who are likely to improve you. Ultimately, you are empowering yourself while empowering others in their own mental mastery journey, a testament to mutual progress on this path of life that we share now. It's time to think about the Stoic principles we've covered. Have you picked one to focus on? If you're unsure, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. For example, if you're drawn to the idea of embracing the present moment as highlighted in Lesson 6, tell us by leaving a comment saying, "I will embrace the present moment." Don't forget about our 2. We challenge. We're interested in seeing how applying these Stoic principles can make a difference in your life after you've given it a try for 2 weeks. Let us know how it went. You can share your experiences with us in the comments or by email. The address is in the video description. If today's exploration shed new light on your path, leave a thumbs up to let us know haven't subscribed yet. Now is the perfect time to join our community. Turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest insights. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. Your engagement shows a strong commitment to self-improvement. Keep working on building a mind that you're proud of.